Straight from the new Star Wars Special Edition come the Creature Figure 2-packs. Now you're a sand trooper aboard the massive reptilian Dewback searching for rebel droids on Tatooine. Next, enter Mos Eisley as you and the Jawas command the Ronto. This beast of burden carries a heavy load, but only when it wants to. And waiting beneath the Millennium Falcon, Jabba the Hutt, as Han Solo bargained for your life with this vile gangster. Nobody does Star Wars like the power of the Force.
Right here, Jabba.
Now it's Radventure time. Let's kick it into action. All right, you rascals, welcome back, and happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. So for Star Wars Day, I decided to do some commercials from the mid-90s for the Star Wars action figures Power of the Force line. And yeah, this was a pretty, I would say divisive line. So let's check out one commercial.
Star Wars Power of the Force Collection. Darth Vader leads an evil empire towards universal domination. Join a brave rebellion with Luke Skywalker, Han Solo and Chewbacca, and Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, so I wanted to do these figures specifically because what was up with those muscular bodies? Like, I had some Star Wars figures from like the original line, and they were just sort of that sort of basic body type, sort of like Super 7 sort of flat body type, which was fine because they were just normal people in the movie. But then these ones came out in like the mid 90s with these like muscular bodies, and I was like, wait, what the heck? Like, in a way, I kind of I was a kid, so I kind of bought into it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, make them look cool or make them look like heroes. But like looking back, I'm thinking like, yeah, this was not the right choice for Star Wars. Because like the whole point is that like Luke is supposed to be like this unassuming, just sort of like farm boy who gets sort of thrown into this like big adventure. And, it's not about him being like the buffest or like the most muscular guy or whatever. It's more that like he is the descendant of like a very famous Jedi and, he has his father's skills just sort of in him. So it's not really about him being like the most muscular guy. So that's why it's weird. But also, look at Vader. Like, even Vader's got the whole buff body, and it's like, okay, hold on now. Again, this was the 90s, so I don't know if, how much of the backstory was, like, canon yet, But as we see in Revenge of the Sith, spoiler alert, I guess, but in the Revenge of the Sith, he loses most of his limbs. So, like, what are those muscles supposed to be, Like, he's a robot underneath. All right, let's check out this one.
The biggest, most realistic force in the universe. Only the Power of the Force brings you the biggest heroes and villains straight from the movies, and the largest fleet of full-scale vehicles ever. We bring you the real movie detail of the Rebel Snowspeeder, the blazing lights of the Luke Skywalker lightsaber, and the big movie sounds of the X-Wing. When it comes to big size, big detail, and big movie sounds, now you're playing with the power. Star Wars, Power of the Force.
Did someone say big? So yeah, that's a trend that goes on in a lot of these ones, like the big movie sounds, big ships, big everything. And it was like really like that. It was the 90s, so it was that like extreme, like that sort of vibe that was going on. But yeah, that's a trend that goes on in a lot of these commercials. All right, let's check this one out.
Now, fight for the galaxy with the incredible weapons of the Jedi Knights, the Luke Skywalker lightsaber and the new Darth Vader lightsaber, both with blazing extendable light blades and 3 real movie sounds, flash and strike.
Okay, and this was like probably their most brilliant idea ever, like the whole lightsaber that extends like this. So before these toys even came out, like I remember I was at like a fair maybe, or something. Like I got like a sword like that sort of like went out extended like that. And I remember thinking like, oh man, this is cool. This is like a lightsaber. It was like like different colored plastics, like a neon green, a neon pink, and a neon yellow or something like that. But I remember thinking like, oh, this is like a lightsaber, the way it extends like that. And I thought this would be so perfect if they made an official lightsaber toy like this. And then lo and behold, a couple years later, or I don't know, I was a kid, so it might have been a couple weeks later. It felt like a couple years, but not too long later, they had these lightsabers like this, and they lit up like, perfect. Like this is probably their best idea. And like, I know they still sell these lightsabers today. So yeah, like this was definitely a cool idea. Okay, then I want to do one more about the Shadow of the Empire, because I guess they were doing some sort of expanded universe toys at the same time as well. And I never really read much of the novels. I always saw the books like in like grocery stores or like at Walgreens or something like that. And I liked the artwork on the cover because they used the actors' likenesses. And I thought, oh, this is kind of cool, because I would play Star Wars like all the time. Unfortunately, I never had like a lot of the play sets. Like I wish I did. I would play like in my front yard. Like, sorry, Dad, to put you on blast here, but our front lawn was like not great. It was kind of patchy. There was like little patches of grass and like dirt and stuff. But so it probably didn't look great for like the neighbors, but it was awesome to play in because it felt like a little forest area, because there was like dirt and then dirt and then grassy areas. So like I had like little paths, and like there was this one little like like it was kind of like a pit almost, and that was like where I kept like Darth Vader and Jabba the Hutt. That was their little base. That was my playset basically. But anyways, let's check out this Shadow of the Empire.
Prepare yourself for Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. The cruel crime lord Shizor directs the carbonite capture of Han Solo and his imprisonment aboard bounty hunter Boba Fett's battle-ready Slave One. Now, Luke Skywalker goes undercover with Soldier of Fortune Dash Rendar as he rips through space in his battle-transforming Outrider. But can they stop Slave One in time? It's the ultimate ships for the ultimate battle.
Okay, and both of those ships are pretty awesome. They have like great moves, like the Slave One, of course. It's got the way it rotates. Like we got to see more of how that works in, what was it that we saw? Oh, in Boba Fett, the series. But we did get to see how the Slave One sort of rotates like that and how that actually works. So that was kind of cool. But even like the other ship, the way it rotates too, that's kind of cool as well. And then the character of Dash Rendar, like, again, I'm not a big expanded universe guy. Like, I know Dash Rendar, I've heard the name Dash Rendar bandied about a lot. So I know he's a pretty popular character. So the fact that they had an action figure of him in the 90s when there weren't even any movies out, I think it's kind of cool, you know? All right, let's do one last one.
The only universe with deluxe crowd control stormtroopers with thruster pack and capture claw. Han Solo geared up with smuggler flight pack. And Luke Skywalker with big battle action desert skiff.
So what I love about these ones is like all the action elements here. I mean, look at the, like, it's so like kinetic. Like, you know, I think as a kid, I never fully appreciated all the sort of action elements of the toys that I had. Cause I was like, I'm more like, I might have said this before, but I'm more of like a story guy, a character guy. So like my stories were always more like character driven and not too much action driven, but like I can appreciate like how cool all these action elements are, you know, like it looks cool to watch. And I like how they give Han Solo like basically the, what was it in Alien or in Aliens, the one that Ripley had, like the power loader thing. It's basically that. And so I think that's kind of cool that they're like, yeah, you know, Ripley has it. Oh, and don't forget the big movie sounds.
Big movie sounds. All right, Steph, we got it.
But yeah, so that's a bit of the Star Wars commercials from the mid-90s that I used to love. I used to love commercials like that because whenever they built like little sets or played in these like outside areas that just made everything look so cinematic, like, I loved that. Like, I never really had all like the play sets at the time. Like, I had a couple. Like, I do remember I did have a Castle Grayskull, but like, I think it was just the front half or something like that because it was from a thrift shop, I believe. But yeah, I do remember having that. So that was kind of cool. I did have a Millennium Falcon. I loved that one. But like most of the time I had to like make my play sets. Like I used cardboard boxes a lot to make like play sets. Like I would cut out little doors and windows and stuff. And yeah, that's why I love these type of action figure commercials back in the day because they'd always inspire me to like build my own stuff. Or like if I didn't have the play set, you know, I would just make my own. Or I would find like a location, or I would use like little like doll props or like maybe like those like smaller dollhouse. So, you know, that was always fun. And, you know, part of the inspiration, like, sorry to break the fourth wall a little bit here, but, you know, that was always that part of the inspiration for this show as well. Like, I always kind of wanted to live in a world like that. And now I kind of do. But yeah, so Star Wars was always a fun one. It was one of my first fandoms that I was really into. Like, I even remember like a neighbor, like my sister's friend's older brother. Like, see, I didn't even really know him, but because he was like not even that close to me. But, like he was, you know, older, of course, and he wasn't playing with his action figures anymore, but he always saw me in the front yard playing with mine. And then one day, like, I'll never forget this. Like, it was so sweet. Like, it was so nice. Like, he gave me all of his Star Wars figures. And like, these are a bunch of figures that I didn't have. Like, I had like some basic amount, but like when he gave me all of his, like, it was so, like, I was so happy. Like, he barely knew me, you know, like I said, like I didn't really talk to him, but he gave me all his action figures because he kind of like Andy at the end of Toy Story. Like, that's why Toy Story 3, like, oh my gosh, don't even, like, that ending scene, I can never get through it. But, yeah, like, I guess, you know, he knew, like, you know, he's like, I'm not going to play with these. And he just gave them to me, like, not even really knowing me. And, yeah, I'll never forget that because that was such a big moment because I loved Star Wars, and now all of a sudden I had all these new characters to play with, and it was like, yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, that's it for my Star Wars episode. But yeah, hope you all liked it. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Ring the little bell if you want to get notified every time I post a new video. And if you appreciate the content I make here, go over to the Buy Me a Coffee link and buy me a coffee. Every little bit helps. So may the 4th be with you, everybody. Until next time, see ya!